growing up, my whole life, Jordan was my #1 sports teammate, I think, in any sort of scenario.
Jordan Morris has finished it, and he's come up with a massive moment for the Sounders.
Jordan hadn't been feeling well for months.
And I remember it was around Christmas time, so we were doing all of our Christmas traditions.
Christmas Day we went to my mom's, and he kept going to the bathroom. The symptoms were getting worse and worse. He was thirsty all the time.
I was laying in my mom's lap. I just felt so sick. I assume I had a high blood sugar.
Even at like a young age, I could tell something was wrong, and my parents were worried. And so I asked my mom, and she kind of said,
he probably had diabetes. And I kind of kept it to myself because it was Christmas break, and he said,
I was like, am I gonna die here? Or
and we said, no, why would you say that? And he said,
the word diabetes, part of it is die, and I didn't know what diabetes was.
He had never heard the word diabetes.
It was the day after Christmas.
Mike was such a rock and just said, we can do this, and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I didn't know what to tell him, really. I mean, I knew it was not good, for sure.
I remember I had a soccer tournament that day.
Bless his little heart, he was in his little soccer outfit, and we both knew he wasn't going, but we didn't know what else to say to him because we had to get him to the doctors. So we took him, Mike got his blood drawn, and we brought him home to pack him up to go. I'll never forget, he gave him
waffle, just doused in sugar with syrup.
With syrup. Because he said, I don't know when the next time you're going to eat this is.
What I remember most is them coming to the hospital when I had to stay there for a few days. And
I do remember going to the hospital and seeing him in the bed, and it was kind of scary, but
we had planned to go see Lord of the Rings. I was wearing like my bracelet, and I think I had my pajamas with my gown on. Everyone was looking at me like.
I think once he knew he wasn't going to die and he knew he could play sports, I think he really got on board with it and was a champ.
So when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is all going to be okay. I can still do what I love. And
that he was going to be able to continue to do all the things that he wanted to do. That was the important thing for him, I think.
I found that for Jordan, really, it hasn't slowed him down a second.
Realizing that whether or not your sibling is making things look easy, they've had a pretty dramatic change to their life, and putting yourself in their shoes sometimes really does make you appreciate them a little bit more and how tough they're being.
There's been good and bad things that have come out of his diagnosis.
To see my family be that supportive of this cause that's important to me is pretty special.
And I think that we just really want to support each other through anything.
I started talking to the kids about getting tested.
I remember vividly when my parents talked to me about type 1 diabetes TrialNet.
I got screened with TrialNet about a year ago.
They've all 3 been tested, and they all are negative for autoantibodies.
I don't really know how to explain why this was, but the area where I got my blood drawn for TrialNet seemed way brighter and nicer and newer and cleaner than the rest of the areas of the hospital. And I was like, oh, this is such a good change.
And everyone was so nice there that I wasn't that nervous once I got there.
People were explaining the entire way why they were doing what they were doing, and walking through kind of the next steps with me.
After getting tested once, I'm not nervous about getting tested again.
To all those people considering taking part in diabetes research, first of all, obviously want to say thank you, because it's very important. And second, it is going to be a group effort, and people can't do it alone, so you getting out there and participating will make a huge difference.
It's pretty crazy to think that we would be considered heroes.
Hearing my family are considered research heroes makes me feel just happy, because it's such a group effort with everything. I wouldn't be where I am with my diabetes in sports and life without my family. So to hear that they're part of this journey with me to find a cure for diabetes and continuing to research, and I have a tattoo on my arm that is for my family. It just means they're always with me, because they are, and it's such a cool thing that it is a group effort to try and change the world and to try and find a cure. And their support it's meant the world to me.